Hi everybody. This is a really fast question to answer and is about organizing your project. It can look if I repeat, it's not for people who just work with Houdini daily. It's just if you start to work with Houdini, it's really important how you set up your project, because there are some variables that Houdini just use by itself that are connected on how you set up your project. So basically, the easiest thing to set up your project is go File, New Project. This will ask you the project path, so where it will be saved the project, and it will create all this texture. You can create additional stuff like, for example, HDRI. You can create like texture probably there is already, that is text. You can create like, sometimes I used imported geo if you have like some external meshes that you import, and basically you can just create a new project. And as you can see, there would be a variable that is $job that will be set to this. If you click accept, it will create the project. $job is really important, as well as $ip, because if you just use nodes like file cache, you will see that they are prepared with this variable $ip, that means the directory of the file. You can easily change also to $job, and it will be connected to the project. This is important also if you want to transfer the project folder, because if you share, for example, the project in different computers on different hard drives, in this way all the nodes will be connected to the folder of the project. If you, for example, just select a path like d slash and so on, if you change the project, or if for example the letter of your drive will change, you will have errors because it will not know where to find stuff. But if you just put the project with $job, everything will be encapsulated inside the project. So you need to set up the project correctly to have this set up correctly. And another thing is that some nodes don't do, but most of the nodes, for example, if I drop down a file cache and they say, okay, this is my simulation 1, you can just change the name, and in this way, if this folder will not exist, it will create this folder for us. What this means, for example, it say, okay, let's save the geometry file inside the $job variable. I don't have right now a $job variable because I didn't save the project. Inside the project folder, just go inside the sim folder, smoke v1 subfolder, and it will create a file that will have the IP name, that is the name of the project, dot $os means the name of this node, dot $frame, so the frame, the current frame, because this is a cache, dot bgeo, dot sc, that this format is for is a common format of Houdini to deal with geometries. And I mean, geometry, is a format for Houdini to optimize and deal with many kind of things inside his own. You can save also volumes like BGO. Is let's say the format that you want to save the element, the incoming element. So for example, if my project is in C documents Houdini, this will be C documents Houdini sim smoke v1 untitled dot file cache 1 dot frame 1 dot bgsc. Here you can put a number, an integer number, to specify the length name, for example 001 and so on. In this way you will be able, you can see create intermediate directories. It will take care of this. In this way you will be able to organize the cache of your folder. There is another interesting thing that I think it can be interesting to know, that is aliases and variables. If you go here, you can say, for example, variables. You can check to which path actually our variable are connected. So in this case, I didn't set up the project, so basically it will take some let's say default directories. But I can, for example, let's say that I have an external drive. I want to save, for example, my project on SSD, but I want to cache simulation on a different place. I can say, for example, data, and I say, let's say the sim cache. In this way, you can see that now I have a variable data. So if I say $data, it will immediately cache my simulation in this path. This is really useful. For example, you have an external hard drive and you want to cache simulation here. You can, in this way, organize all the files inside the project.